Our speaker today is a fintech founder who scaled an AI-powered lending platform to over $1 billion in volume. After navigating a year of intense personal and health challenges, he now helps leaders use AI and mindset to achieve massive growth without burnout. Today, he's here to share his strategies for building a resilient, high-performance life and career. Please welcome Chris Karageuzian. Thanks.
Good morning. How's everyone doing? Yeah, love it. Thank you, first of all, for coming here on a Friday. I know it's early. I also want to thank the entire Coffee Meetup team for organizing this and also inviting me. I've been part of them and I've done different events. So yeah, thank you, everyone. Let's give it a round for the entire Coffee Meetup team. All right, running a business is pretty easy, right? Yeah, that's all. So yeah, what I'm going to share today is a couple of things. Obviously, I'm going to talk about my help with my loan, a little bit about myself, and then currently how I'm leveraging AI in my consulting business with teaching that also to clients to really maximize what AI can do for you now without raising expenses, without raising your headcount, and really optimizing revenue. So let's rock and roll. If the slide works. Oh, there we go. Okay. So my name's Chris Karageuzian. I'm a local in Pasadena, California, born and raised out here, and this is my new company, Chris Alchemy Consulting, where I teach people how to plan, act, and achieve. So a little bit about myself. You know, I started out at Coldwell Banker Commercial. I have over 24 years experience in business, marketing, sales, and leadership. When I was at the corporate world, always in the top 1% at Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Coldwell Banker Commercial, and US Bank. Gotta be careful of how high I guess I put this up. I met my co-founder at US Bank, Jack Artinian, and we were both the top producers, and that's where Help with My Loan was born and created. It was a lunch in 2017. We were both frustrated with the banking industry, how tedious it is, how manual it is, Excel sheets, 2, 3, 4 weeks to underwrite a deal, and it doesn't go anywhere. We just got tired of that. And we were both interviewing for other jobs. We were being headhunted, and we just said, you know what? We want to do something different. We want to do something bigger for the industry, bigger for ourselves, our families. So we both didn't take those jobs. Our friends and family thought we were crazy because they were about, with bonus everything, we're going to make anywhere between 6-7 figures. You guys are going to not take those jobs and create a business and put your money. Yes. So we did that, and basically May 2017, we launched a company. And we worked our 9 to 5s, and then from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. we were working on the business. So we put our milestones together. We were taking business meetings with clients, business meetings with banks, teaching them and doing demos. So it was a grind, right? So this first year definitely was a grind. But between May 2017 till December 2017, we hit our milestones. We had revenue, we had funding, and we had an investor. So at that time, we had to make a decision during Christmas, which is the best time to make a business decision and quit your job. We both quit our jobs. So January 2018, we both went full-time. We didn't look back. We scaled the business to over 300 lenders partnered with us and signed up to the software. We had over 10,000 users in the consumer and B2B space, and it became a 7-figure plus business in 2 short years. And by the time we got exit, we did over $1 billion in lending in commercial, residential, and business. I think one thing also that was a key pivotal moment is when COVID happened and the shutdowns were happening and remote, and well, I can't meet clients in person to do signings. That's where we really took off because our platform was so automated and using AI to do loan signing, using OCR technology, optical character recognition technology, to underwrite deals. That's the same technology banks use to take a picture of your check and deposit. So myself and my CTO said, well, those are the eyes of the AI, so why don't we teach the eyes of the AI to understand tax returns, bank statements, P&Ls, how underwriting works, the spreadsheets. So we really turned that PPP process streamlined with our software. We really made the EIDL, and we saved 300 plus businesses because they would come and use our platform when they were stuck, you know, where the bank couldn't do anything. So it's a proud moment for us. You know, it's not just about the exit for me. I think that was really a proud moment. We were in the Pasadena Now as well. There was an article about how we've helped so many businesses, families, and you know, I'll never forget those calls from business owners. You saved me. 25 employees are going to stay on board. I can make my mortgage payments. So I think that was a really cool core moment for Help with My Loan, and a key moment where banks started to adopt us faster because they saw, wow, we can be remote, any state, your AI is reading underwriting 99% accurately and 80% faster than a human could. So a couple other things about myself now. Yeah, I have Chris Alchemy Consulting. I'm coaching business owners to scale faster, smarter using AI systems and helping with mindset and burnout as well. 2021, I'm going to talk about it, was also one of the most challenging moments of my life, and I'm going to share what I did to overcome it. Even from the young age of 5, I lost my father to cancer, and it was something that, I think at that young age, I already had a way to respond to life and have a thick skin, and really try to do my best for him as well too. So it's a little bit about myself. So 2021, I used to weigh over 280 pounds, was not healthy, was not exercising. Yeah, that is me. That is the former brawny man right there. And that's me at Alexander's asking for more steak in the back with the chef. So just kidding. Oh, I'm not. So that was myself. Basically because I was not exercising, I was not eating healthy. I was working, 16 to 20 hours as the CEO of Help With My Loan, really grinding to make it happen. But at the same time, as you can see, my health was going the other way. So what also happened in 2021, I got the Delta variant COVID. I was not vaccinated. I was actually going to get the vaccine that morning, woke up with symptoms. 8 days later, I was rushed to the ER because the Delta variant had created pneumonia in my lungs. I had only 10% of a lung left in my left one. The right one was all fluid, and it was literally killing me. So in that hospital, my heart rate dropped to as low as like 28. My oxygen level was down to about 42. They had tried 3 different masks, was not working. I pretty much almost flatlined, and then actually experienced like the white light and had a near-death experience there. But when I came to, my shirt was ripped wide open, the defibrillating team was right there. I got a grunt out to no, don't, I just was ugh, and then they stopped, and my journey began then. I had a decision to make at that time because they're like, you can't go home, you're gonna be in the hospital, probably, we don't know how long. So my mindset was, well, my daughter's birthday is coming up September 18th. This is September 1. She's like, well, it's up to you how you want to, treat yourself and your mindset to get out of here as quickly as possible. So September 16, I got out. That's me literally 2 days after being discharged because I had to be on oxygen for 2 months at home. But I made it to her second birthday, and it really taught me mindset is so key and doing the work, right? Because every 2-3 hours there was different tests, different exercises, different things. Because even the first 2-3 days, I couldn't stand. I was that weak. So in those 2 weeks, I already lost 35 pounds. So I always say I had the COVID diet cheat to help me start my process of coming back to where I am now, about 185 pounds. So curveball in life, right? So now, super healthy. I work out 5 times a week. Me and my Niners fan right there as my daughter. We are huge Niners fans. We get to enjoy the games together. So gonna give you guys my top 5 health tips. Again, not here to preach. I'm just here to share my story, my journey, and what I've done. So I started exercising and doing walks again. I started once a week. You can imagine, right? If you haven't exercised for so many years, you can't just start 5 times a week. So I started just once a week. I started doing walks, and then eventually I built myself up to now, which is about 5 times a week exercising, and I try to do walks. It just helps just to take a break even, from the grind of what's happening. Even if you give yourself a 15, 30-minute walk, get that sunshine in you, it changes you. You can even get more creative. So that's my number 1 tip, is just get back to a healthy exercise routine. Number 2, I do the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time I'm being pretty healthy. I try to eat organic, I try to do keto, and then the 20% I indulge, whether it's desserts, pastas. I'm Armenian, so you can imagine our table sometimes at Easter this weekend is not gonna be the healthiest stuff. But when you have a good exercise routine and you're just balancing it out, you can indulge, and again, obviously my 6-year-old daughter, there's times where we have to get donuts after dinner, so just happens. Another one, and I teach this to my clients, I've been doing this for about 6 years, is binaural beats. Binaural beats is really cool. You can find it on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. It can help you in so many facets. So you can use it for anxiety, stress, creativity, focus, sleep, subliminal messaging at night. It just says things and your brain frequency picks it up. You won't hear some of the things at all, so you can actually peacefully sleep through it. So there's different frequencies to channel those things. I've been teaching my clients about it. I've been doing it myself for 6 years. I used to have major anxiety issues. It disappeared after a year, along with some of the health things I did, of course. But and then the other one I like to do, depending on the day and also after the workout, is the 8 Ohm meditation. So It's a technique I learned about close to almost like 15 years ago. Crazy to say. So A is, channels infinity. So you have infinite peace, infinite power, and then Om. When you hold that part into the meditation, the Om part of it is actually resetting your complete central nervous system. So by doing that together, it takes you you do that 8 times. It really resets you and really gets a lot of different power in you as well. Again, it's something I do 2-3 minutes. If you could put 2-3 minutes out of your day for it, well worth it. The last one sounds easy, time off. Do it, I highly suggest it. When I was weighing at the peak, I was not taking any time off, not even like to do anything. So for me, it's even like just taking a 4-day weekend, 3-day weekend, something super easy. If you don't want to travel, I love Santa Barbara, I love San Diego. You can get there in San Diego's less than 2 hours, Santa Barbara is like an hour, hour and a half. So really, really important, guys, because that's how you avoid burnout. That's what I've been doing for the last 5 years now to really, scale and get my business that was acquired, and then what I'm doing now with Chris Alchemy. So those are my tips. All right, let's get to the fun stuff now. Enough about me. AI. Who's heard about AI? Right? Okay, so AI in business, it's not a nice to have anymore, especially this past few years. It's advancing so fast. It really is a must have, and if the next few months is really a pivotal moment for business owners to really know what kind of AI to use. I know there's so much out there, and that's what I've been helping a lot of clients is, well, what do I use, right? Because people are a little bit overwhelmed or underusing what AI can be. It's not just, type in a question. It could do a lot. Oh, this one. Gotcha. Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to touch on a couple of things what AI is really doing and what I'm also teaching a lot of business owners. So conversion scoring is amazing. It's a tool where it's actually telling you based on your leads and key things it's learning about the business or the lead, it's scoring it on conversion rate. Hey, this lead you have a 70% chance of converting. This lead is at 80%. This lead is at 50%. Here's why. So it's also preparing you about possible objections and reasons why it might not convert. Messaging, it's learning every time, right? So every time it's sending an email, a text, and responses are happening, it's starting to also tailor those messages where you don't even have to coach it. It knows what it needs to do better every time. So that's, I think, another great reason why I've been teaching people to leverage AI because, well, let's spend a day for your AI to pull the data it needs instead of sometimes hiring someone, right? By the time you hire someone, train them, onboard them, 3 to 6 months for them to be probably productive, or they quit, or they find a better job. There goes your time. AI is not gonna do that. Forecasting is really good as well, right? You wanna be, in your business, you need to know what your pipeline is and how accurate it is as well, because based on how it's scoring the AI will also help you understand your forecasting and your revenue much faster, right? This is a key part where businesses sometimes fail is money's coming in, but also they're not really predictive forecasting their next couple quarters out accurately, and that can really hurt you because if you don't accurately know your pipeline, well, when you're talking to an investor or you're trying to get a line of credit or funding for your business, you got to be able to talk to this confidently and show the data to back it up. And I think that's what also with the predictive forecasting tools in AI right now, they're super accurate, and it's just, again, motivating for the business owner to see that, and it happens. The buy-in becomes more also from the sales team. Conversion intelligence, it just, again, when it's dialing out to these leads and really, again, taking in the data, why they said no, why they made an appointment this way, it starts learning to how it can improve its objection handling, understand how to bring your business across and convert. So that's another great thing where it saves business owners, sales managers time that I don't have to keep coaching or say the same thing. How many times have you guys said the same thing to a salesperson? They just either A, don't get it, or they're stuck in their ways. No, I'm gonna do it this way, I think it works. So I think that's another great thing where it lowers that friction and the office politics as well, because the AI is just gonna keep learning and do best. It doesn't bring its own agenda, it doesn't bring its own responsibilities or bills or problems or baggage, it just is doing what it's told. So that's another great thing. Building faster. I'm gonna show you on the next slide how my AI tool can build your funnels, scripts, content, landing pages, among so many other things in minutes and accurately and to the way you want it without delays, without anything. So I think that's another thing with AI, it just builds faster, right? As much as you can hire someone to do these things, the timeline for it to be done can sometimes take way too long. And in this timeline where things are just moving super fast, you really have to be on it at this point. Overall, the benefits, right? So if you're leveraging all the right tools in AI, you're gonna have better close rates, forecasting accuracy. You're gonna retain top talent, right? A lot of people that are joining companies now are asking in those interviews, well, how do you leverage AI for X, Y, and Z? Because there are some things that people right now just don't wanna do anymore. And they know AI can do it. If you don't have that, you're not gonna be able to retain top talent or recruit top talent, because they are asking in those interviews. A lot of my clients I've mentioned is, they're asking if I have this, and I don't, and that's why they didn't take the job. So that's another reason where it's crucial right now for business to do that. While you're also leveraging this, right? Increase revenue, you're gonna lower your expenses, because a lot of these tools, you don't need to hire X, Y, and Z or a third party to do them anymore. You can do them all in-house, the way you want it, and accurately. And then lastly, stronger customer relationships. When your sales team and different members of the divisions have all this AI, well, what happens for them? They have more free time. They have more free time to go meet the client or visit the client, take them on an outing. You build bonds that way, right? Email, text calls are great, but if you really want to build a relationship, sometimes these, clients, whether they're core, medium, or high value, it goes a long way when you simply go visit their business and they get to talk to you and they get to know you and build that relationship. So customer retention scores do go up because, again, when you have more free time, it's going towards high value things you could do for your business, not tedious tasks. Try and go to the next slide. Come on. Oh. There we go. So I just want to give a quick comparison of why AI can outperform a human sales development rep. So you can time your AI to respond instantly. What happens with people sometimes? I'm sick today, I'm hungover today, I partied too much yesterday, my kid's sick, all things that can happen, right? I mean, it is what it is, but there's none of that with AI. So if you've timed your AI to, the lead comes in, you want it called in a minute, it's done. Tell that to a person that maybe is sleeping in today or hasn't picked up, well, that lead is gonna now maybe go to another business, right? It's very competitive right now in the business world, and businesses that are using AI and they get that speed to lead process, you lost that lead. And if you're doing paid ads, that lead might have cost you anywhere from $25 to $200. Gone. 24/7 engagement, right? So if you're doing 50 states across or you're global, you're gonna get different leads at different times. Well, not everyone is up at 2, 3 in the morning. Hope not, but your AI will be though. Your AI will contact the lead, will schedule appointments, will do anything. So if your business is not just in the US, it's global, this is a huge aspect because you're not gonna have people working those hours. And if you have people working those hours, well, what does that do for your bottom line? You have expenses up again, right? Because you have to have the 24-hour customer service or process. Multi-channel outreach is one of my favorite tools, right? Sometimes an SDR will just want to do text and that's it, or phone calls. Well, with AI, you can have it responding to your testimonials, your reviews. If they reviewed you on Google, on Yelp, it can respond to it, it can engage it can bring conversions high up. Responses on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I mean, the list goes on and on. That's the cool part of multi-channel outreach is the more and more you're able to engage your audience, you're just bringing in traffic that way too, because you're not gonna have, unfortunately, you're gonna have to pay someone so much money to do that, right? With AI, you don't have to do that. Again, advanced lead scoring, the ability to understand the lead based on actual data, right? If it knows 1,000 leads in its mind, it knows how to score everything accurately. Unfortunately, you're not gonna have a person remember 1,000 leads. They're gonna have to try to guesstimate, well, I think this lead is a 7 out of 10. So accurate lead scoring, automated follow-ups, right? I'll show you one of the follow-up processes we have for our AI employee, Emily. Yes, you have to give it a name, all right? Manual process, you're not always gonna have someone accurate with following up, texting the process, because sometimes it does take 5 to 13 touch points on a lead to convert, because, bless you, people are busy and it happens. So when you have automated follow-ups where it knows this condition is this, and you gotta do this, and it's 24/7, there's never worry about inconsistent human behavior. There's just consistent flow happening 24/7. So, like I put, AI, it's always active, always accurate. Humans, unfortunately, we miss opportunities. It is what it is. Okay, so my CMO asked me to show this one as well. So what we told Emily, hey Emily, I want you to automate a workflow for me today. So what I told her is set up a welcome series with 5 emails. I want this process for 21 days. Make sure my brand story is in there, best-selling products, put some customer testimonials in that chain, and then some benefits. So within seconds, it starts building the workflow. So when a contact or lead comes in, it will do the welcome email, wait 5 days. based on the condition of the response, whether they book an appointment, didn't book an appointment. If they booked an appointment, we're done. My team takes over. Didn't book an appointment, it'll start the second follow-up sequence. It'll wait a couple of days, wait for another condition, which is booked an appointment or didn't book an appointment, follow up with another email, wait, and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty lengthy one, so I just kind of put a few. It created these for me real quick. How it knows my brand, logo, fonts, everything is I've taught the AI simply saying, go to my Instagram, my LinkedIn, my company website, Chris Alchemy Consulting, create my brand colors, create everything, understand it, add your touch to it. And then that's how it creates content for me 24/7. That's how it creates emails like this. This has all been like a couple minutes of just waiting for it to do this thing. So that's another benefit, is time saved, right? While it's doing this, I can go about my day to do other things, and I know that 1,000 leads will be marketed to. So that's another great thing of using the AI tool. So all the CTAs, all the strategies that make marketing successful, it knows it, it does it. You can even go a little bit crazy. You can say, you know what, I want it in the form of Alex Hermosi. I want it in the form of Gary Vee. These are some social marketing heavy hitters out there right now, and you can actually do that as well while making it sound like you. So there's a lot of cool things you can do where you don't have to reinvent the whole marketing box. It took some of my testimonials, right? Again, right? It knows clients, it has testimonials in our CRM already, so it creates these to send out also, because testimonials work. One thing I will say, if you're not marketing your video or just pure customer testimonials, that's a sauce and secret I've taught everybody. You have to use it, because people buy not just your brand, they want to know what your clients are saying about you. So it's a great way to close deals. So, just, I don't overwhelm them, use 2 to 4. Key ones that are really great for them to connect with, different industries. I stay agnostic with the clients I take, so I've had every industry. Andy's a YouTube person. Gus is a real estate person. I have Liz, she's a contemporary artist, worked on her mindset. Now she's at different experiences. And then Raul is a real estate investor. So, the formulas work for any industry with my consulting, but this part really works when you're sending it out to cold leads or even your warm leads that are on the fence about signing up with you. And then the other thing I teach, right, is my funnel strategy, where it needs to be tagged. So again, right, your talent, you as a business owner, you need to know where are my leads going, what's happening with them. So it breaks it down and puts it to, how many opted in today, how many applications, how many consultations do we have, what are we in the triage, how many approved, how many are about to win, the value of those dollar amounts that you're making. So when you have this kind of accuracy, your team members, you as an owner are gonna be motivated. Every morning you're seeing it fluctuate and change, right? And you're seeing the improvement. This is just one part of the CRM dashboard I have. There's a lot of great things and tools that just, where sometimes on that first call I have with a potential client, and I ask them the numbers, I'm not sure, I don't know, I have to ask someone. We take that away. I really just make sure they have a CRM tool where they can be in front of anybody, an investor, a client, if they're trying to get a loan, they can export this data out. This is my business, right? It gives them every in and out as well. So especially your salespeople, every day they're gonna love to wake up and then all of a sudden they see, oh wow, we have 5 new signings. That data went up. They're going to see their commission opportunity, because salespeople, they all want to make money. So, all right. So just a couple of things I want to just highlight about my company. So we really work on strategic growth. I'm very hands-on. My whole team is hands-on with the clients we take on. We do create sales systems, team coaching. So if we see that their sales team just needs better scripts, objection handling, value statements, they're not really transitioning how the features benefit. A lot of times we help a lot of teams fix that. So they don't have to revamp the sales team. They just need to revamp their strategies. Of course, AI and automation integrations, creating lead funnels. We do paid ad strategy as well. Just different things I know that have worked from clients of mine, help with my loan days. Leadership and mindset development. Sometimes we just get hired because their whole C-suite team is just disengaged, there's conflict. And we really help bring in processes and communication techniques that work. Financial modeling, that's another thing we do. And then of course, fundraising, I do have access to different venture capital and angel investor groups. Again, once we're prepared, right, I help them create their data room, I help them create their PowerPoints, their pitch deck, and obviously if I believe in the product too. I would not introduce anybody that I just, I'm trying to get them to sign with me and here you go. So, yeah, you can imagine that process is very lengthy, but we do get that opportunity as well to help a lot of clients. And yeah, just a couple ways if you guys want to outreach to me, you can book a demo or a consultation with me at chrisalchemyconsulting.com. My email is chris@chrisalchemyconsulting.com, and then my cell phone is right there as well. So again, thank you again for coming, and this was great. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, looking forward to your questions.
Can you go back one slide?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Wait, okay.
I'll take the, yeah.
Oh, is there another mic there? Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
It works, right? Yeah, there.
Let's give Chris a nice round of applause. That was great presentation. If you have a question, please raise your hand. I actually have a couple of questions I want to get started with. So you're a consultant.
Yes.
Are you a one-man shop? I mean, do you have a team that's also helping clients? And how do you scale? Because you talk a lot about AI, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you can't just...
Great question. Yeah. So my CMO that exited, Ryan Carlin, he joined me as well on this venture because that was his fourth exit with Help of Mylon. So he said, hey, if you're going to do this, I want to be part of it. So he's my CMO. And then I have one sales director, George Georgiev. He's part of it. And then the remaining team is all AI. So I have about 15 AI employees.
15 AI employees.
Yes.
In
So
other
we're a
words,
team of basically 3 humans and 15 AI. So 18-person team. I treat them very well. I give them time
I was
off
going to
every-
say, yeah, do you take time off?
I'm nice. I
pay
listen
raises,
to
bonuses, and all
requests
that?
for personal days or safe space moments. So
What a great way to build a company.
Thank
The other question that I have is industries that you're working with, because I work in obviously a very regulated industry. We
Yeah.
have somebody here that's in the insurance industry. Same thing when it comes to emails, do not call lists, and things like that. Can you share with us some of the industries or some of the types of companies
Yeah.
that you've helped over the years?
yeah, I stay agnostic. Even from my days of like coal banker commercial and the banking days, I've had all types of clients. I take on all types of clients because end of the day, like I'm hands-on with the client. So if I don't know certain jargons or ins and out of the business, it's during the first 2 weeks, it's an audit moment. So we get to have virtuals and talk to them and learn it. So I stay agnostic with it. If it's something that isn't a fit during the demo, I just don't take on that client. And then I don't have like an industry where I say this, I can't do this one. For the most part, using the AI tool to learn the industry, the brand, and then our techniques, it works. So yeah, I stay pretty much with everybody.
I see. A question.
Hi, thank you, Chris, for that.
Thank you.
Quick question. You mentioned CRM. Do you use a standard CRM or do you create it for your clients, depending on the business?
Absolutely, great question. It's our own proprietary software that we've created. There's all the bells and whistles, and yes, the CRM is included. We use it internally, and we don't force the client to use it, but as long as we are flexible. If it's HubSpot, Monday.com, Salesforce, and then as long as they have at least a customer success manager. If not, there's a different cost if we have to build out some things with our team. So we do it as well because we don't want to force that as well. But the techniques have to be able to be made on that platform. But for the most part, 90% of the time, the clients just go with our platform, or they have a transfer strategy to do that. Great question.
Back here, Chris.
Yes.
So, coming from a technical sales representative background, you have the AI versus the SDR
Yeah.
comparison. I'm cognizant of the role that AI plays in the sales process. What are some quick tips that you have for people on the technical sales side to integrate AI into their workflows to become more efficient, help close more deals?
Yeah, do it. It's amazing because I change it between 2 AIs I use. I use Claude and then I use ChatGPT. Claude does a lot better in the sales world. Open AI, ChatGPT does more of my workflows, create templates. So I would do it because end of the day, other businesses are doing it. I'm out there teaching other business owners to do it, and it's scaling faster because end of the day, right? You want consistency. You just want consistency, and that's what the AI process brings to the sales. You want them to do that lead conversion to at least appointment. Most of my clients, including myself, then have a sales team that we take over, right? Obviously, as my company scales bigger, I will have to bring on more account executives. But right now, between my senior account executive I have, he's able to handle the kind of clientele we're taking on. But yeah, the development part, you can completely AI and automate that process at this point.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you write code?
I do not. No. So when I thought of the software, I luckily had a best friend, Diron Yanikian. I had known him since we were 16. He has a software company. He's a 2-time Webby award-winning coder engineer, which is like the Oscars in the tech world. I told him the idea, and he's like, "It's doable. Let's look at it." But I learned a lot because I have a couple of reels about it on my social media content about how I attended every single tech meeting, every single 3 in the morning tech issue. I was very hands-on because I wanted to understand, why are we using Python? Why are we using AWS? So when I'm talking to my business owners and my clients I help with my loan days, I would explain why we're so airtight and being breached, why we're never gonna have bugs, and etc. So yeah.
So I have a AI startup, and we had a issue with one of our developers. So I'm looking for full stack devs, and it's pretty competitive right now for AI developers.
Yeah.
Does your company help with that, and how do you find the people to actually write this stuff, because they are in such high demand?
Yeah, so I directly do not do that. I do have contacts. I still have the outsourced company I use to build out Help with My Loan. My CTO does take on clients as well, so if you need a resource, I could definitely make introductions. But our company right now, we're not coding and doing that part yet. Maybe down the line, but right now we're not. But I have contacts. If you want, happy to do introductions. We could figure out something on that. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a question up front.
Hey,
Yes.
hey Chris, how's it
Hey,
going?
hey,
Thank
man,
you
how
so
are you?
much. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Call it a masterclass in AI lead gen and sales.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Thank
But
you.
my question has to do with the types of tools. You mentioned ChatGPT and Claude. I think most of us in the room have probably experimented with kind of the free tiers of many of these.
Yeah.
And can you comment on specifically what kind of tools are you using to build these agentic automated processes? And some of these have either a pro or a max tier that's like $200 a month. I'm curious about more of the automation side that goes beyond kind of what many of us have experimented with.
Yeah, I went with the highest tiers for both because just again, right, to lower my expenses, to spend, let's say, give or take, I mean, $500 a month, let's say, for what I have now, compared to $5,000, $10,000 to hire people to do that. So I always go with the top tier, integrated both. Like I mentioned, easy stuff, ChatGPT is the part where it knows it's gonna do this. More of the sales and higher end ticket stuff, Claude. So the integrations, me and my CTO were very accurate of what is ChatGPT gonna do for us and our clients, what is Claude gonna do for us and our clients. So yeah, if you look at like I mentioned earlier, the expense saving, it's a no-brainer to go the highest tier on those things to get the best product for your business, because you're saving so much. You're saving 70-80% on cost compared to hiring someone to do that. So great question.
Got time for 2 more questions, but I'm sure you'll be around to.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you very much for all that information.
Thank you.
So I'm inquisitive in the formatting you're using. Obviously, I've seen a lot of people integrate AI into their workflow on their sales pitch, chatbots everywhere. And sometimes it's a disaster on fine-tuning how they're actually presenting themselves. I'm sure you're helping with that. But what my core question is about the pipeline. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with something called it's basically integration. So if you're using 18 subsections of AI and how to facilitate them to all kind of collaborate together, Python is one that I've used before for a digital entity.
Yep, very
but
familiar.
I'm really inquisitive how you kind of integrate all of these maybe other employees that you call your AI into a stream of flow of consciousness or something like that.
Yeah, great question. So it starts with what I mentioned earlier, your branding. So you already have a voice, right? Your content has a voice, your website has a voice, your LinkedIn, everything, right? So it starts from day one of that. While we're building things out, we let the AI put your website in, your content, your social, it learns your voice. So your branding, your AI agents, your bots, you're not having to train them to sound like you. They'll get better as things come along, but it starts from there. That's the first thing. And it really is that's the biggest thing I would say is the secret sauce to teaching an AI is just right now, you can go right now if you want, let's say you're using Copilot, ChatGPT. Yeah, you can go tell it right now, hey, go to my website, go to this is what I want you to sound like, and I want you to make X, Y, and Z. It'll sound like you. It'll write like you. Yeah, it's a little bit terrifying, but yeah, just
Yeah,
you know.
I sell my voice, so it's kind of a different thing for me. That I got weirded out by the fact that
Yeah.
you can integrate it and it can make an entire replication of you entirely, which is very jarring, and I'm still trying to process.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the benefit is though, imagine like it knows you, right? So as you create new AI employees, there's no more time for you to teach them, I want you to sound like this, I want you to be like this. Like those AI employees, as you scale your business, right? You need 3 people in operations now, you need 3 people in marketing, 5 SDRs, 1 account executive. They're all sounding like you. And they're getting better at it as well too. And then maybe you're picking up some new things from the AI as well too. So it's kind of like a little bit of a 2-way road also. It's like I've learned a lot from my own AI. I'm like, oh cool, I didn't think of that. I should say that in meetings. So yeah, great question.
Chris, we've got time for one more question.
Yeah.
Can you put your contact information back up?
Yeah, I think
and then you'll be around afterwards to also talk to you.
Yeah, let me go back to sharing.
There's one screen with QR codes and one with your email address.
I think the QR codes is for coffee meetup.
Oh.
Yeah. They gotta get their plug-in, right?
You have to remember where you're from. Here.
Hey Chris,
Hi.
thank you so much for the presentation. Really fascinated to hear about how you manage the overload of context and information that you're getting from 15 different AI employees. I think that's something that a lot of developers are dealing with. Is just there's so much output.
Yeah.
How do you manage all of that? How do you
I
not
love
get
that question.
overwhelmed?
Great question, man. I was hoping someone would ask that. Yeah, right? At the end of the day, you still have 15 employees, right? So what we have is Ask AI tool built out. So at any given time, if I just need to know something about my employees or a pipeline, I just ask it. I go, hey, what are the 15 employees working on today? How many leads were called today? Right? I have that data here handily. I have to go do it. But if I don't want to take the couple of minutes to go look at that data, I just literally ask it. It says, hey, Emily did this today. Here's a breakdown of what they've done so far. Emily's pipeline is this, or Alexander did this, You can export that report out. You can email it to your, for me, it's just my CMO, myself, and George, our sales director. At any given time, if they need anything, we're all able to do that, give it to other updates, or tell it, you know what, hey, I want Emily then to do this on the 5 leads that didn't convert, I would probably do that. Then the AI tells Emily to go do those on those 5 leads. So if it's a different outreach, a different text, that's it. Then again, we all go about our day. Great question. That's how we're managing it. Besides the CRM dashboard is having that Ask AI tool, where it's almost like another C-suite, without any of the ego. So yeah, great question, man. Thank you. I'm done. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll be around. Happy to answer more questions. And yeah.
Thank you, Chris.